Oh, greetings. Welcome back. Welcome back indeed. Alright then. Well, I have returned. Just no real reason, really. Just felt like recording a nice run. The past week of runs have been terrorized by the ever elusive Dark Bomber. I've had the worst luck dealing with them between these solo runs and some group runs in Dark Red Star 11, helping people out. Yeah, the Dark Bombers have been a bit of a nuisance as of late, but nice to finally get back at them, as it were. But yeah, so for starters, the usual two typical brawlers in a vengeance ship. A typical vengeance ship, nonetheless. The Colossus sector that I use to get my vengeance off is not here, but luckily this sector over here is within teleport range, so not that bad. Oh, and don't let the replay timer scare you. I burned a lot more artifacts than I needed to this run. I started burning weapon and shield artifacts because no one wants them. I don't want them. My alt character doesn't want them. And yes, my alt is a different character than me. It's a different person, I promise. And yeah, no one else wants them, so I guess they're all getting burned. Yeah, so. But as usual, jumping on the storms, I don't need to use suspend, but I always do, especially in these kind of situations where both planets are across the star, and I kind of play like this, kind of zoomed in, so having suspend up means I can kill both groups of storms relatively well there. This ship is in position ready to go, just enough hull to vengeance the destroyers with ease. Yeah, so good spawn on the destroyers as well. Nothing too crazy, none of them spawning on like over here or something like that. So that's an easy vengeance there. Got my repair drone off. I actually killed two destroyers with my weapon before I got my vengeance off. That's interesting. I guess that can happen. That is something you can do. Just forego vengeance and just use your weapon. But yeah, so the usual strat. Sit across the sector from the Phoenix spawn. Let the Sentinels and Guardians walk into you, because it takes a second for the Phoenix to actually activate and turn on its shields and whatnot. So that's what I usually do. On one sector, I will leave the Phoenix alone, and on the other sector, I'll just kill the Phoenix outright, because what I do, I tend to break the Phoenix shield with the rockets, because there's always an adjacent bomber, right? Always. There never isn't one, so I EMP the rockets under the shield to break the shield, and I'm not too comfortable doing that between two ships because rockets could be synced up pretty well between both groups. So the second battleship usually takes out some adjacent sectors, some troublesome sectors like this double bomber here. Start on the Guardians and then walk towards the bombers to EMP, the usual. A bit out of my firing range there with that destroyer, or bomber, I should say. That's a big deal, and since EMP is up, I can look around because, that ship isn't going to do anything else. Close call there. I knew I was kind of safe because the rockets were closer than the Guardians, but I didn't account for the Sentinels taking 2 ticks to kill. So that could have almost been really bad. So yeah, but I was on top of it. I mean, I would have been okay. I just wouldn't have much hull to speak of. All right, so these bombers are off cooldown. Chase them around a little bit. Make sure to follow them when their rockets are on cooldown, of course. Using this ship, yeah. See, this has been the main issue with bombers as of late. You see, I would normally have my vengeance ship chase a bomber around, and yeah, sometimes this ship will just die because the rockets happen to sync up perfectly and hit like an asteroid next to this ship. Basically, this ship has died like 4 times in the past week due to it killing a lone bomber and that lone bomber getting really lucky with its timing. Or perhaps it's just me getting unlucky. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, so I played it safe on over here. Not letting it, yeah, like that right there. If I was on that planet, that would have probably killed me there. That's one way. Been losing that ship. Finally, nice for the vengeance ship to get its actual vengeance, you know. Bloody bombers, eh? But enough pausing. So, typical situation, right? I knock out all the bombers nearby, or, you know, next to this sector, really. I took my time here. The reason I've had so much time on the replay is because I have a RSC 12, RSLE level 12. And yeah, you know, with that, I can really just chill. Outside of the initial killing of the storms and the destroyers, you can just relax. Just sit back. Unless the artifacts are really good on these planets, which they rarely are. Let's be honest. So yeah, I jumped over here. Typical thing: jump on the bomber, make it move towards the other Serbs, and then EMP the lot. Oh, yeah, EMP the lot. I believe it took me a second to actually jump over here because I knew it was going to take a while for these ships to load up and get down there. So yeah, moving the vengeance ship into position, of course, for the third planet that is actually really rough looking, but a properly timed vengeance, a properly positioned vengeance is all you need. And yeah, I finally went over here, EMP'd this entire spawn of the Guardians and the Phoenix and the Colossus. I don't have to worry about this sector at all. Didn't even use the spin for the Sentinels. You know, pretty well off there, but yeah, so I made sure the sector was safe because there was a bomber in that sector. My hull was low enough, and there were plenty of Sentinels in range of the planet docking point, so easy there. Also, really good spawn on the bombers because I got a lot of good amplified damage off on them while they were moving past me. So, yeah. In other words, I don't have to deal with 2 bombers that have like 10,000 hull, you know. So I jump on both of them since they just fired. Kill them both before they became a problem. And now it's just loading and protecting. Still bad at loading. I've been doing this for months now, and maybe not months, but you know, a month. Still not really good at loading artifacts in solo. Still a challenge for me, but yeah. Also, side note, what's with all the transport artifacts in the Dark Red Star level 9? I mean, I'm okay with it. They are sought after. I don't need them anymore. I know a lot of other people do, but why are they so common? I've pulled like 20 in the past 3 runs. What is this? This madness. But yeah, enough ranting there. Well, yeah, that's kind of the run there. Just art boosting around. Another great thing about having Red Star Extender level 12 is that my art boost level 12 is free to take its time, because that takes a while to mine. Really need that mining boost upgrade at some point, but oh well. But yeah, that's all. I just wanted to record, really. It's been too long since I've spoken out loud, as you can tell. I shall, suppose I shall see you around. Watch the rest if you wish. Oh yes, I'm at the explosion.